Hashtag the starters with your answers. Let's get to question number 2 here, though, guys. It's our first award-based question. Who wins Rookie of the Year? And we'll just throw it up there right away who we have for our picks. Because we're sort of all over the map here, though Trey and I saying Luka Doncic with the Mavs, and then Lee going Knox and Task going with the number 1 overall pick in DeAndre Ayton. But we'll start with you, Trey. Why Luka?
I think he's just falling really into the perfect situation for a rookie who's going to be one of the more mature prospects coming into the league. He's playing on a really mature team. He's playing with a veteran guy in Dirk Nowitzki who's going to really show him the ropes. Rick Carlisle obviously will put the guys in the right spots to really play to Doncic's strengths. And you think about when he's the primary creator, he's either going to be working alongside Dirk, maybe the best pick and pop guy you could possibly play with, or DeAndre Jordan, one of the better rim running centers in the league. And then when he's the secondary guy in that flow offense and he can attack off a play made by Dennis Smith Jr., maybe Harrison Barnes, that's going to be even easier for him to be the secondary guy. I'm really looking forward to seeing the Mavs this year.
I hope he has a great year. I'm taking a flyer on Kevin Knox from New York Knicks. I fell in love with him at Summer League, let's be honest. He was great because he was a big guy.
Let's be honest.
And he had a good Summer League body. Now, already in a couple of preseason games, you can see that body's not quite as intimidating as it was in the Summer League.
Right.
But you know what? I think he can score in a variety of ways. He can hit that three-pointer. He can attack the hoop. And it's the New York Knicks. He's going to get an opportunity, especially while Porzingis is still out. We don't really know when he's back. So he could find himself actually being one of their more likely scorers in that team. So I don't really think he's going to win it, but I just hope he has a good season. And as I say, I really enjoyed watching him in Vegas.
You want to talk bodies?
Yes.
I think DeAndre Ayton in Summer League looked like a man among boys, and I think even in the preseason he looks like a man among boys. He is a beast, and I like this pick because he's the first overall pick, so it's probably a good pick. But also because I like the old school idea of DeAndre Ayton. He plays elbows and boxes. He plays down low, but he still has a shot from out there. And I like how they're not expecting him to do a lot in the post. GM Ryan McDonough said he's going to be a rim runner. He's going to play defense. So there's not going to be a lot of pressure on him, but they're going to look for him a lot, as they have done in the preseason, as they have in Summer League, as a rim runner and a DeAndre Jordan type on offense. He's going to add a lot on defense. The Suns don't have a lot going on. So kind of like Kevin Knox, he's going to be a primary option for
them. Great points. I originally did have Ayton sort of penciled in there because I could see him like flirting with 18 and 10 or numbers like that. But I do worry if we've sort of now, with what we had last year between Simmons and Mitchell, do you have to have wins to win Rookie of the Year? Do you have to really help your team, either get into the playoffs or have a bunch of wins in Simmons' case and really Mitchell's case as well? And will that happen with the Suns? Unlikely. So that's why I lean towards Doncic here, and I'm with you, Trey. And you had some great points too, but I think the Mavs will be better than the Suns. That'll help his case there if he plays. And he doesn't have to be the savior for that franchise as well. There isn't a ton of pressure on him to go out there, maybe like a DeAndre Ayton, and go, all right, go get us 2010 and, try and get us back into the playoffs. There's really not that there with Doncic because of that veteran team there, and even paired up with Dennis Smith Jr. So
what
that's
about
why
the hype
I'll lean
surrounding him, though?
Oh, definitely tons of hype. And especially people are going to be watching the Trey Young and Doncic because they were traded on draft night. That's going to be a huge storyline. Who's playing well, who's playing better, and all that. But he doesn't need, the Mavs are going to be in a playoff hunt. And that would be a good season, I think, if we get down into, late March and April and they're right there trying to get in. That'd be a good season bouncing back for them. That's why I go Luka.
He's played in a lot of big games in the Euro League, so he's played with pressure. I hope he doesn't pull a David Blatt and come to the American media and say, hey, I'm a champ over there. I played in a lot of big games. That probably won't go with America. America doesn't care what you did in Europe.
Sadly true. All right. Third question here. This one, it's for the new bearded man here in Lee Ellis. Who's going to lead the league in very solid place?
Wow, third question. This is great. That's a little bit of respect.
Right to you, right away.
A little bit of respect, which I like to see. But actually,
you're finally wearing a shirt that fits.
It's the beard that did it, isn't it? Yeah, no. I'm going actually with those Dallas Mavericks because in years gone by, particularly with Rick Carlisle's flow offense, as you mentioned earlier, it leads to very solid plays because the ball often fizzes around a lot. And they
often fizzes, sure.
It does. And it's like, you know what? Just find the guy who's open. Doesn't matter how many times that ball moves around. Someone gets a good shot off, and they're good shooters. They've got some good perimeter shooters. And also, Doncic, he's actually rumoured, I say rumoured because we haven't seen him in the NBA, to be a guy with good court vision and make a lot of passes.
He's going to be an unbelievable.
Could he be the new Manu Ginobili?
Well, let's Let's pump the brakes a little there, Trey.
Is this the first time you haven't picked the Spurs for this, by the way? I mean, it's usually the Spurs.
Yeah, the Spurs are certainly the bar setter usually, but obviously with Manu retiring, the Spurs probably won't have as many this year. They've still got Pau Gasol, who's a beautiful part. The ball still fizzes around, but the Mavs are always in contention. They had 4 very solid plays last year, and I think this year is going to be another beautiful year for them.
Oh, beautiful year. All right. Well, he's got the Mavs with very solid plays. Let's hear from you guys on Twitter. Hashtag the starters. Lots more still to come on the show tonight. When we return, those burning questions continue, including whether LeBron can get the Lakers back to the playoffs right away. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the starters NBA season preview.
TV.
Back with the starters. 50 burning questions continue here, and we are into the up-down report. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Let's see those on Twitter as well. First one, guys, is a good one. Are you up or down on the Lakers making the playoffs this year?
This question is nuts.
Wow.
Of course they're making the postseason.
That's a lock in the West, the loaded West.
It is a loaded West, and there are going to be some teams that are disappointed that don't make playoffs. But LeBron James is on this team.
That's true.
Say no more.
That's it. He led a team in Cleveland to 50 wins last year. Yes, it's the East, but they didn't have a very deep team whatsoever. This team is led by LeBron. And I watch preseason basketball, and I look at LeBron James, and I don't know if it's just sort of our expectancy of something to change every year. I watch LeBron and think, maybe he's going to fall off this year. It's year 16. He's still incredible.
Right.
He's incredible. He is the best player in the world.
I like that the Lakers are taking a new approach with LeBron. For the past few seasons, we've seen kind of specialists around him and shooters where LeBron is doing most everything on the court to get almost everybody their shots. This is not going to be the case with the Lakers this year. I think the battle for LeBron now is going to be kind of keeping guys in line, keeping guys in the right spots so not everybody's freelancing the whole time. But I think that could be
Freelance.
sort of...
Freelance
exactly
Stevenson.
right. Lance Stevenson's not waiting around for LeBron to kick him the ball outside. You know what I mean? It should be an invigorating season for LeBron. He should be a little bit more engaged, and if he doesn't have to do anything, that's probably bad news for the Western Conference. It would be very strange, though, to go from 8 straight finals to out of the playoffs. Can you imagine?
Exactly. I mean, I think they have to aim for 3rd place at worst, because then they will only face the Warriors in the finals, assuming everything goes to plan. In the conference finals, that is, because at least we're going to get not LeBron or not the Warriors in the finals, which is crazy to think about it this year. But,
Right.
I mean, you want to see those two teams battle pretty strongly into the season and maybe make the finals again, just to see how LeBron goes up against the Warriors this time with a different lineup, with some younger players and with some other guys who can just create for themselves.
Okay. Sounds like a silly question I asked you. You guys are all in.
Come on,
LeBron's stats might fall off a little bit because Lonzo will have the ball and Rondo will have the ball a little bit more, but in the end, he's going to have the ball a lot.
Yeah.
And that's a good sign.
They don't have a lot of centers right now on this
That's a
team.
problem.
And
That's a
this
big problem.
And this could be a completely different team also when we get around to the trade deadline.
They can't rebound.
They've done that before with LeBron's teams. Yeah, I think they're going to be fine scoring. Will they be able to stop people? That might be a concern here, especially if LeBron is going to be playing center, or that's Kuzma playing center. You know, McGee is really their only real center right now. There's some worry there, but right now in preseason, they're trying to push this ball up and down, up and down, up and down.
Yeah, and how will LeBron be throughout the season if they keep pushing?
Yeah.
He took possessions off, with the Cavs defensively, but that team couldn't stop anybody either, and they won 50 games.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, next one here, guys. Up or down? Will the Hawks be the NBA's worst team? Thumbs up, they are. Thumbs down, they are
we
not.
heard some groans in the studio here in Atlanta.
Yeah, we are in Atlanta. Okay, Trey says, yeah, they're going to be the worst.
I'm going up just because I feel like it's going to be between them, perhaps the Knicks, the Kings, and the Suns, and the Hawks are just a little bit further behind in their rebuilding program. This is maybe, you could count year 2, and they're turning the ball over to Trae Young, who just turned 20 years old. He's going to be kind of the main determinant for wins for them this season, and as a high-risk, high-reward player, that's going to be a lot of high risks, I have a feel, come season time, just because, as a 20-year-old being the point guard, it's going to be really tough adjusting to the NBA, but that's kind of the point for the Hawks right now. So as long as he has a fun season, it's a success in Atlanta.
Throw in a rookie head coach as well, so there's going to be a lot of growth and development. They're positive things you say about a team, but they are certainly going to struggle to have wins. But John Collins, we saw him at Summer League. He looks like he's going to take a step up this year. He's knocking down the three-pointers. So there's certainly some positive signs, but I think this year is going to be a lot of pain down at the Fortress
Yeah, I think they won't be the worst team. Jeremy Lin's probably good for a few wins. There'll be a little hot Jeremy Lin streak. Vince is probably good for half a win. I don't know.
There's a couple of sanities right there.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Sanity
a lot
and-
of sanities happening. Oh, Len sanity, actually. Alex Len is on the
sanity.
roster. Somebody said that once about him. Yeah, so
But
there's a lot of sanities.
Okay, but if it's not the Hawks, is it a team like the Magic? Is it is it the Suns?
Kings,
Is that a
yeah.
lot?
Yeah,
The
Kings or Magic, one of them for
Yeah.
me.
Okay, and is that because if you look to the West, because they're going to be playing a lot better teams night in and night out than maybe a team like the Hawks or even the Magic? And I'm talking obviously about the Kings here and the Suns. Does that come into play?
I think that's a part of it for
Yeah.
sure.
I mean-
There are no pushovers out west other than the Kings and the Suns probably.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Yeah.
I think as well, Bagley is going to be good there for the Kings, but again, they've just got so many young players and so many sort of misfit pieces that they just haven't been able to get it together for such a long time. I don't think they're going to all of a sudden turn it around overnight. I think they should be better than they were last year, but they're still a long way from challenging for the playoffs anyway.
All right, next question here. Up or down? Nikola Jokic making his first All-Star team.
Yeah, give it.
Thumbs up, thumbs up. Trey says no. Why? Let's start with you guys. Why is he, in your opinion, sort of like a lock to make it?
I'm positive the Nuggets are going to have a good year. They're going to have that breakout year. They're making the postseason. I think Isaiah Thomas comes in that locker room and gives them a bunch of swagger. This team is just too good to not make the postseason. And you look up and down the teams that should make the playoffs in the Western Conference, and their forwards, and Jokic is one of the top 7.
Right.
7 forwards get picked. He's got to make it. I think he's too good not to. If you look at sort of the top row here, LeBron, Durant, Davis, they're making it. I think LaMarcus Aldridge,
That's a question mark,
his
yeah.
spot might be taken by DeMar DeRozan, even if they're up in the standings. So we got 3 there for me. Paul George could make it. 4, Draymond, 5, Towns, but I think Jokic should be part of it.
He's in the mix, there's no doubt. But to me, he's going to be in the Damian Lillard spot where we're like, yeah, he's one of the top 6 or 7, but usually he happens to be 6 or 7. Lillard got left off the All-Star team 2 years in a row because his team, the Blazers, started really slow. That has been the case for Nikola Jokic so far in his career. He was great after the All-Star game last year, 21 and 11 with still 6 assists. If he can do that at the beginning of the season, for sure, he's a lock for the All-Star game. But if he comes out and again, like he has done in the first 3 seasons of his career and is a slow starter, then he's going to be behind the 8 ball when it comes to selection time.
I think what does go in his advantage, though, is it's going to be the coaches' vote that gets him in, and the coaches do respect his game. They know he's a modern big. He can step out and hit the 3. He's got great hands. He shares the ball. He can go down low and score. And again, it does come down to how well the Nuggets start. Trey's got a point there. They can't be, well below 500 early on. But I think they also want to reward Jokic because they do see how tough a matchup he is when they have to go against him. So I think that helps his case. He's obviously not going to get voted in above Kevin Durant and
The
LeBron and those
superstar
guys.
I think the overlooked guy who's overlooked every year is Paul Millsap is starting healthy with that team. He should help them a lot. And Nikola Jokic is drinking less Pepsi this year. That's what I've heard.
Good start. Good start. All right, final one here, guys, in up down. Will the starters hit 50 wedgies this season?
Will we do it?
Will we do it again? We did it, 2 years ago, right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Last year was horrible. We only got to 40. Everybody's positive Pete's.
Sure.
Hey, it's the first show of the season, man. Everything's positive. It's going to be a great season. I think we're going to break the record. We're going to get 53 wedgies this year.
Wow, 53.
I'm going to have
Giannis
some
Gilmore.
beautiful wedgies.
Yeah, but beautiful wedgies, yeah.
I mean, we should get more wedgies. It feels like there's a lot more three-pointers every year. More and more
Definitely,
three-point
definitely.
shots going up, and that sort of helps your
Then
wedgie
what
chances.
happened last year?
Well, I don't know,
The down
Taz.
year.
I'm not
It was
sure.
a down year.
They didn't juice the balls last year. 2 years before the balls were juiced. This year, juice it again.
All right. as
We
you
got
see-
off to a slow start too last year.
Yeah, that's fine. Will we get to 50? Let us know. Hashtag the starters. All right, when we return our NBA season preview, it steps into the crossfire. Oh, yes. We're going to debate the NBA's best rivalry and a whole lot more. It's Tass versus Skeets. Here we go.
Starter's best rivalry right there.